All right, hello to all the Kent Business College learners out there. Today, we're going to dive into Agile testing. But, forget the dry textbooks and boring diagrams. We're going to explain it using something very, very British and, let's be honest, often a complete and utter disaster: planning a group holiday.
Seriously, have a think. That time you and your mates decided to plan a week away, does that memory fill you with a warm, fuzzy glow, or does it bring you out in a cold sweat? You know, the endless WhatsApp group, the arguments over where to go, the one person who pays for it all and then spends the next 6 months chasing everyone for 50 quid here and there. It's just chaos, isn't it?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Dave wants to do nothing but lie by a pool for 7 days, while Sarah's got a spreadsheet with a minute-by-minute itinerary of museums. The budget starts off looking pretty reasonable, and then somehow, mysteriously, it's doubled overnight. And oh, that classic panicked cry at 3 in the morning, "I thought you were booking the taxi to the airport." It's just a mess of vague ideas, clashing expectations, and usually, one poor soul ends up doing all the work.
Now here's the thing. Your average business project can run into the exact same headaches. You've got miscommunication, goalposts that keep shifting, last-minute panics. It all sounds a bit familiar, right? Well, the good news is, in the world of software development, they've come up with some pretty brilliant ways to avoid all this chaos. And that really is what Agile testing is all about. So, here's our little itinerary for today. We've just survived the holiday nightmare. Next up, we're going to look at why you should write the rulebook first. Then we'll automate the boring admin, go a bit off the beaten track, and finish up with a final pre-flight check. Right, let's get into it. Okay, first stop: getting everyone on the same page from the get-go. This is absolutely crucial for setting clear expectations so there are no nasty surprises later on. So the first technique we'll look at is called test-driven development, or TDD for short. In our holiday analogy, this is like everyone sitting down and saying, right, before we even think about looking at hotels, we need a rule. The hotel must have a swimming pool. You see, you define the test for success first, before you do any of the actual work. In the software world, this means you literally write a failing test for a new feature before you write a single line of code for the feature itself. And TDD follows this really simple little mantra: red, green, refactor. So first up is red. You write that rule: the hotel must have a pool, which fails because, well, you haven't picked a hotel yet. Next, green. You do the absolute bare minimum to make that rule pass. You go online and find the cheapest, most basic hotel that has a pool. Great, test passed. But we can do better. So finally, you refactor. You improve the solution. You go back and find a much nicer hotel with a swim-up bar for the same price without breaking the original rule. It's a constant cycle of setting a goal, meeting it, and then making it better.
But here's a spanner in the works. What happens when your idea of a good hotel is a quiet little boutique place, but your mate's idea of good is a giant, all-inclusive resort with foam parties till 4 a.m.? Just saying it must have a pool isn't really enough, is it? We need to talk about the actual experience.
And that is where behavior-driven development, or BDD, comes in. Think of it as TDD's more sociable, chatty cousin. BDD uses plain, everyday English, language anyone can understand, to describe how a feature should behave from a user's point of view. It's all about getting the business folks, the testers, and the developers in a room to agree, in simple terms, what good actually looks like. It's all about collaboration.
And this sums up the difference perfectly. TDD is very technical. It's asking, is the booking form built correctly? Does the button actually click? BDD, on the other hand, is totally focused on the user. It asks, can my technophobe dad, who still thinks the Sky Remote is a spaceship, can he actually manage to use this booking form to book his holiday? One checks if it works, the other checks if it's actually useful to a real human being. Right then, let's move on. Imagine for a second if all the boring admin for your holiday, checking passport expiry dates, sending out flight details, nagging people to pay up, imagine if it all just happened automatically. Well, that's what our next section is all about.
This is something called continuous testing. In software, it means every time a developer adds a new bit of code, a whole series of automated checks runs instantly in the background. It's like this. You book the flight. Immediately, an automated system checks that the name on the ticket matches the name on the passport. Then it automatically sends a calendar invite with all the flight details to everyone in the group. It's all about building these little quality checks into every single step, not just saving it all for a big panic at the end. So far, we've talked a lot about strict rules and automated checks. But let's be honest, what about a bit of spontaneity? Often, the best part of a holiday is when you chuck the guidebook in the bin and just discover something amazing completely by accident.
And this brings us to a completely different type of testing. On one hand, you have scripted testing. This is like following a guidebook, word for word. Turn left at the statue, walk 100 meters, the fountain will be on your right. It's rigid, it's predictable. But then you have exploratory testing. This is when you spot a cool-looking little alleyway. You ditch the guidebook and you wander down it to discover the best, most authentic local restaurant that no tourist has ever found. It's about using your human intuition and experience to find problems you'd never ever spot by just following a script.
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails it. A script tells you if all the roads are on the map, if the buttons and links on a website are all there. But exploration tells you if the journey is actually any good. Is it an enjoyable experience, or is it frustrating and confusing? It finds the problems that scripts just can't see.
Okay, we're on to the final section. Everything's booked, the plan is locked in. It's time for that one last check to make absolutely sure we haven't forgotten anything crucial before we head off to the airport.
The crucial thing here is to have a balanced strategy, and that's where the Agile testing quadrants are super helpful. It's basically a map to make sure you're covering all your bases. Let's walk through it, shall we? Quadrant 1, bottom left, is technology facing. This is our TDD. Does the tech actually work? Then Quadrant 2, top left, is business facing. This is our BDD. Does the thing actually do what we all agreed it should do? Over to Quadrant 3, top right. This is also business facing, but it's critiquing the product. This is our exploratory testing. Is it a nice experience to use? And finally, Quadrant 4, bottom right, critiques the technology. This is stuff like performance testing. Will the website crash if all of us try to book our flights at exactly the same time? Using this framework just ensures you're looking at quality from every possible angle.
And last, but by no means least, the ultimate pre-flight check, the definition of done. This is just a simple checklist that everyone on the team agrees on. A piece of work is not finished, it is not done until every single item on this list is ticked off. So, is everyone happy with the hotel choice? Tick. Do all the booking links work? Tick. Has anyone got an expired passport? No. Good. Tick. And has someone else double-checked all the dates? Tick. Only when everything is ticked can you finally say you are ready to fly.
So there you have it. Whether it's setting clear rules with TDD, making sure you all speak the same language with BDD, or finding those hidden gems with exploratory testing, these Agile ideas can help make sure your next project feels more like a relaxing week in the sun and less like a chaotic nightmare. So the only question left is, which of these techniques are you going to pack for your next big trip?